Today, we're stepping into a wave of transformation, mental clarity, okay? And it's going to offer us a unique opportunity to break free from the old and embrace our true potential. This is the time to step into our power, to break down old barriers, to build something aligned with who we are becoming. And at the same time, we're going to get this rush of insight that shakes us out of our complacency. It's like a sudden spark of clarity, the kind that opens new doors and allows us to think outside the box. Today is about embracing the unexpected, to take bold steps in the areas of our life where we have been hesitant to explore up till now. So join me as we embark on a journey of self-discovery. We will gain an understanding of how to embrace the energy. And by the end of our time together, it's my hope that you have the tools, the insight, to go forward with a confidence, with clarity, with love. Hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all your positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. Welcome to your daily focus, May the 24th, 2025. So we have the energy of the 24 today. The 24 is a love energy. The 24 is about embracing the things we love, the people we love, the environments we love. And to make it more a part of our everyday world. We get so lost and overwhelmed by all life demands of us. And so, sitting for a moment or two in quiet contemplation and just thinking about the things you love, the people you love, what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, what brings you fulfillment, and understanding how you might want to incorporate that into every part of your day, not just under a 24 energy. 2 plus 4 is a 6. And the 6 is about our habits, our behaviors. That could be our routines. We need to change things around, shake things up a little bit, move things, try new ways to work, maybe new ways home, a new place to take that walk through nature, whatever it might be for you. Okay, but looking at really what doesn't align with who we are becoming and what moves us closer to where we want to be. If we look at the daily numerology, we'd have a 5 plus a 6 plus a 9. That gives us that beautiful 20 energy. That 20 energy is saying that, it's kind of like a death and rebirth kind of energy. We're at a fork in the road. It's a time to make decisions about where we want to step next, how we will unfold a chapter of our life, where we are going to give focus and attention to a part of our world, to grow it, to make it stronger, to allow it to bring in the love, the abundance, the prosperity, the good health that we want to have in our path going forward. 2 plus 0 is a 2. And yes, that is partnerships and working together, the 2 energy. The 2 energy is more about, I think, the magic, though, when you're looking at the numerology, the magic of what's around us, but more importantly, what's within us. Our talents, our habits, what makes us us, what makes you you. And to celebrate that part of who you are and to bring it out, to allow your self-expression to be exposed is what I'm hearing. Expose it. I'm hearing expose the authentic you, the true you. Okay, we have a lineup, and this is why I had to break up the weekend, because there's just far too much happening to put it all in one. In fact, I didn't even put it all in just, anyways, we'll get into it. I'll try to stay on topic and not wander into my little stories, because I know it's already probably going to be a little lengthy, this one, but I tried to think of how I could say it in the fastest possible way. So here we go. Today we have the Sun trining Pluto. We have Mercury conjuncting Uranus before it moves into Gemini, which we'll cover tomorrow. And Saturn enters Aries. So the Sun trine Pluto, I mean, that brings in, Sun is in Gemini, by the way. The Sun trines Pluto's, it really brings in this very powerful time for meaningful and deep discussions, to go deep within, to get to the truth, to expose. Maybe, we've been putting a band-aid on something, and to expose it. Okay, it's a time to engage in conversations that challenges our perspective, opens our minds to new ideas. This energy encourages our personal growth. It's a wonderful time to let go of outdated beliefs, old thought patterns. So very much the sixth energy is working in conjunct with this energy. Embrace new progressive ideas that align with who we are becoming. So we have Gemini's intellectual curiosity, and we have that combined with Pluto's depth. Okay, and it makes it an amazingly great time for creative breakthroughs. We may feel inspired to go and dig deep within. Or maybe it's within a conversation, or maybe it's within a book or a website, but to uncover new insights, to find creative ways to express ourselves. And the insights we receive today, I mean, that can spark great transformation in our life. Okay, because Pluto is deep. It's transformative. It's about the death and the rebirth of getting to the truth, the heart. And then we combine that with Gemini's curiosity. Now, sometimes that could actually lead to a bunch of overthinking, or we'll get mental overload. Okay, so it's important to ground ourselves, to pace ourselves, to stay focused on what matters most. Absolutely. And we need to remember that Pluto is in retrograde. So that could bring up some intense emotional baggage, especially that we have the 24 energy, which is a love energy. The 6 as well is a love energy. So, and Gemini, we have that restless mind. We want to, we're all over the place. So there's a potential to cling to an old thought pattern, to avoid dealing with truths. Like, we don't need any more change. Too much change is happening. We're going to stick with this for now. So just be cautious of those things and see where you're trying to shy away from the truth, of not looking at something that comes into sight, into your path. Look it in the eye. Understand it for why it's there. I'm just going to grab a little sip here. Okay, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus. So our mind is probably going to feel very electric. So, this is a day to carry around that notepad and that pen, because, ideas may just come in like so suddenly, and it'll seem like they came out of nowhere. And it can possibly lead to moments of brilliant insight if we sit in quiet contemplation, make room for us to hear. But we'll see something, we'll hear something, we'll touch something, and all of a sudden it'll take us to this thought, this moment in time. And we'll want to write that down, and we'll want to meditate on it later. We'll want to journal on it later, okay? Because it's going to show us where we can break free of old ways of thinking and bring those thoughts down to earth, and make our true ambitions more actionable. Like, we've taken away, we've broken through a glass ceiling, perhaps, would probably be the way to say it. But by doing that, we actually can now center ourselves to make the plan, to step into an action plan, a strategy. It's the perfect energy to come up with creative solutions if something's been bothering you. Okay, Taurus is there to help us ground our insights. Okay, it gives us the mental clarity to apply applying new solutions to something that has been a problem for any length of time. And whether you're an artist, okay, a writer, a creator of any kind, this conjunction, okay, it wants you to be original. It wants you to be bold. So experiment with new creative projects. Take your artistic expression in a completely new direction. And our voice. I mean, this is a time where we're really going to say what we think. And maybe we'll even share some ideas that feel a little unconventional or out of the ordinary. And I've told you before, it's okay if your dreams and your visions of your tomorrow are a little bit to the left. It's okay. It's actually celebrated under all this energy that we've been having. And we're having the energy that we had prayed for in February and March and part of April. Because we were praying for this kind of energy to pop in and start happening. It's here now, so embrace it. And yes, mental overload. And we'll get restless, okay? And what will happen is we'll start to jump from one idea to the next without grounding any of those ideas. That's why I say stop, write it down, think about it, meditate on it, because that's just going to make us feel overwhelmed, or we're going to feel spread too thin, because we're actually probably going to have opportunities to actually dive into some of those experiences right away. So, I mean, slow down and think carefully about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and does it align with what matters most to you in your world, in your life. Okay, avoid letting the excitement of new ideas lead us to make some kind of rushed decision, an irrational approach. And then, close to midnight, Eastern Standard Time, Saturn will move into Aries. Now, I did a blog about it on my website, and I'll leave a link to lead you to it in the description box below, okay? But if you want to know how Saturn and Aries will impact your life for the next 2 to 3 years, I mean, just scroll to the end, or close to the end at least, and start reading, because you'll find the energy broken down by your zodiac sign. So we're talking about the collective, but it's there for you, okay? When Saturn moves into Aries, we're stepping into a whole new era of personal responsibility and self-discipline and our empowerment. And Saturn is the planet of structure and boundaries and long-term goals. And it brings in the energy of hard work, to roll up our sleeves and get down to it, to show up and do our best, to put effort into something, to be assertive. We're experiencing a shift from reflection and tradition to action and our own individual assertion, regardless if you colored outside the lines, okay? And Aries is bold and daring and driven by the desire to initiate new things and go after successes. So with Saturn moving into Aries, it's a time to take our responsibility to heart, our obligations, our responsibilities, to take ownership of them, and to take ownership of our desires, to take ownership of our own personal power and how we assert ourselves in this world. It's about building solid foundations, but I know I've been saying it, but this time the energy pushes us to break free from any kind of limitations, to start an absolute new chapter based on what we want, what we desire. It will challenge us. It'll challenge us to embrace self-discipline, to be independent, to structure our actions in ways that empower us to achieve our goals. And there will be an emphasis. There will be an emphasis on our personal identity, taking the initiative. And we'll learn how to balance independence and commitment. Absolutely. It'll encourage us to build foundations that support long-term goals. Okay, Saturn in Aries, we want to face our challenges head on. We want to confront those obstacles, those fears, those limitations with courage, with determination. The message today is clear. Act now, communicate boldly. Don't be afraid to embrace change. There is a unique combination of introspection and mental freedom pushing us towards a new chapter. So let's use this energy. Make some empowered choices that will lead us to a more authentic version of who we are, so that we can bring in true empowerment, successes, and embrace our potential. Okay, I'll probably do another video on just because I think I feel like I'm cutting it short there. What was that card? The Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles was at the bottom of all of that, so we had a 6 energy there. Asking us to look at the balance in our relationships. Do we need to strengthen some and put in some healthy boundaries? Do we need to talk about things? Do we need to talk about our roles within the relationship? Do we need to take ownership for our part of the relationship? Do we need to respect their needs within the relationship, as well as expecting them to accept our needs? Okay, underlying energy. I got goosebumps. The Tower card. Oh, yeah. This is our underlying energy. Yeah, you want to feel the earth move underneath your feet? Yeah, it's coming. Okay, it's coming. I have to do another. I'll as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to do another video for you just about Saturn in Aries, because yeah, there's so much more to talk about, and we're not going to do it here because you have more than enough patience already with me, and I thank you for that, because I am a rambler. Okay, the Tower card. Breaking through that glass ceiling. You are that ball of light. You are that ball of light. That is you. That is your empowerment. That is you in your truest form. In your truest form. That's you. And you break through the glass ceiling. You crush that fear, that anxiety, that obstacle. It's a time when a part of our life will fall away. Each and every one of us, especially with Saturn moving into Aries. I mean, that's the biggie. And yes, it'll move back into Pisces, and I'll go into that in the next video, okay? If you want to hear it. But these are things that need to leave our lives. It could be old perceptions. It could be old thought patterns. It could be what we do day in, day out. And these things could be changing radically for us over the next several years. Absolutely. So, yeah, I know I'm just doing today's energy, but this is the beginning of. Okay, this is for us to, get shaken out of the complacency that we've been in. Of how life should be and how life goes and what our strategy looks like, what our plan looks like. Ace of Cups is our first card. Yeah. Embrace new beginnings, new starts, new ventures, new opportunities, new relationships, new learning experiences. This is about making a promise to yourself, making a wish, sending out your desires and your passions to God, your maker, the universe, your angels, your guides, so that they can help you. They can help you walk this path with a surety, with a strength, with a clarity, with an understanding of the big picture and how you're going to get there, one step at a time. This is about embracing that new beginning, that new start. And, after this weekend, what do we have? We have a new moon. Like, this energy has just been nonstop helping us if we decided to tap into the energy. Now, the Saturn moving into Aries, that's going to be more of on a worldwide platform. but it will also affect us individually. We have the King of Cups, cups and cups. So it's all about our emotions. It's all about love. It's what we have passions for, desires for. And the King of Cups, he knows that he has created a solid foundation for himself. That no matter how big the waves get, we stand on a platform where we have strength. Strength to go forward. We have self-empowerment. We love ourselves enough. We know that we deserve the very best of our dreams, and the ship is coming in the background, bringing in our abundance. And we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, I love her. Okay, she's so optimistic. She's so outgoing. But she doesn't start out that way. She gets an idea. She maps it out, kind of sketches it. What does she need to do now? What would be the good starting point for this? And she knows that as she starts to build towards that idea, that dream, that passion, that goal, that she can do something in this very moment to start the process. And she will start asking questions and doing research and finding people that will help. Although with her enthusiasm and her optimism, people show up out of the woodwork because they just want to be around that energy. They don't even know what's really happening, but they want to be a part of it. And that's the kind of energy that you can actually create in your life by just getting an idea and saying, okay, what can I do today to just take a step towards that big picture? What can I do? And she knows that as she works, she's going to have to put layers and expand and expand the horizon of what she's doing. But in this moment, what can we do to embrace that new beginning, that new start, that idea, that aha moment, that epiphany, that bolt of lightning that hit you, that light bulb that went on? Okay. And do you already feel this energy? Let me know in the comments. It helps. It helps when you guys talk to me. I know you're there. It gives me that oomph to want to be here, want to show up for you, want to bring in more messages and clarity and understanding to what we're all walking through. And we have the 11, make the decision. Okay, so we go back to the 20 energy, the fork in the road. Make a decision, the 11 energy. So we have a master number telling us. And so with the 11 energy as a master number, it is about, one, doing a lot of what the 6 energy asks us to do, to look at our habits and our behaviors and what has value and what is useful and what supports us, and to strengthen those things and leave in our rearview mirror those things that work against us, that do not bring in value or the support we need in order to go forward. And it could be something within our day-to-day routines. It could be people. It could be environments. It could be just about anything. It could be the way you think about something. And then the 11 energy says, make a commitment to you. Promise yourself that you're going to work towards this goal, this dream, this desire. And then make the action plan and show up and apply the actions necessary, the focus necessary to move yourself forward, to grow that idea, that thought into your best life ever, one step at a time. So let's see what they say about the 11 energy and make a decision. Look at the artwork. I just love the artwork. Your sheer determination is highlighted at this time. Your spirit will support your desires and manifestations. The ability to create or destroy has always been within your skill base. You have the wisdom and confidence needed to use these skills constructively. Now is the time to act. If you know what it is you want to accomplish and why, since the powers of transformation are at your command, change your desires into objectives, your thoughts into actions, your goals into achievements. And if you've recently met with failure, know you can change that failure into success. The only limits you have are those you impose upon yourself. Okay, let's see what the animals have to add to this now. And we have, under the radar, the possum shows up. So it's about deep thought. It's about knowing why we're making certain actions, when to make those actions, when to make those statements, how to make those statements. Warrior, practical, assess. When the oak is felled, the whole forest echoes with its fall. But 100 acorns are sown in silence by an unnoticed breeze. Isn't that amazing? The one tree falls but gives birth to a whole new forest. So as certain parts of our life fall away, know that it is opening up boundless potential for our future. The possum is a master actor, knowing which role to play at the proper time. Possums have practical and intelligent energies that help them assess the situation as to which part they should play. If they feel threatened, they play dead. Possums have entered our life today because it wants you to embrace your inner warrior. It's time for you to go under the radar until the situation feels safe. Be careful how you use your words at this time. You could injure relationships, cause more ripples. Instead, take some time to allow any arguments or misconceptions to quiet, and then don't bring them up. You don't always have to be right, and sometimes stepping away from the situation helps to heal it more quickly and effectively. So step away from the negative, the dramas, if you can. You may notice that work situations may feel difficult and transitions are happening. Don't start fretting that everything is in danger. Instead, let the things play out around you. So, excellent energy. Okay, this is the beginning of Saturn's new story in our life. So, I urge you to get out a journal and just write down what your next 30 years are going to look like until Saturn comes back around to Aries. Well, how about maybe the first 6 months? Let's give that a try. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.